Everyone wants to be successful. Some people wait for a better opportunity. Some wait for more money. Others wait for the right time. But what if success doesn't begin with a new job, or a new city, or a new chance? What if it begins with something much smaller? A better attitude, a better habit, a better decision. Many people believe that success changes a person, but in real life, the opposite is often true. People change first, then their lives begin to change. The biggest difference between two people is not always talent. It is the choices they make when no one is watching. Ryan didn't believe that. He often looked at successful people and thought, they're lucky. They had better opportunities. If my life were different, I could succeed too. He wasn't lazy. He worked hard every day. But he spent more time wishing for a different life than improving the one he already had. Then someone new joined the store where he worked. The new employee had the same job, the same salary, the same working hours. Yet within a few months, everything started to change. Not because he was more talented, not because he was luckier, but because he understood one simple truth that Ryan had never seen before. Let's begin. Part 1. Waiting for the right time. Ryan had worked at the electronics store for almost 3 years. He knew every product. He answered customers' questions with confidence. Most people liked talking to him. He was friendly, patient, and always willing to help. But every evening, as he locked the store door, he said the same thing. There has to be something better than this. One afternoon, he sat in the break room with his coworker, Lisa. She noticed him staring at a job website on his phone. "Looking for a new job again?" she asked. Ryan smiled. "Maybe. You've been saying that for months." "I know. So why haven't you applied?" Ryan shrugged. "I'm waiting." "For what?" "The right opportunity." Lisa looked at him for a moment. "What if you're waiting for something that doesn't exist?" Ryan laughed. "I just don't want to make the wrong move." Before Lisa could answer, the store manager walked into the room. "Ryan, could you help a customer choose a laptop?" "Of course." Ryan stood up immediately. 20 minutes later, the customer left the store with a smile. "Thank you," she said. "You explained everything so clearly." Ryan smiled. "You're welcome." As she walked away, the manager nodded. "Nice job." Ryan thanked him and returned to his work. Later that evening, he met his old friend Ethan for coffee. Ethan had recently started a small business. "How's work?" Ethan asked. Ryan sighed. "The same as always. I feel stuck." Ethan stirred his coffee. "What are you doing to change that?" Ryan answered without thinking. "I'm waiting for a better chance." Ethan smiled kindly. "Sometimes we spend so much time waiting for a door to open that we forget to knock." Ryan laughed. "You always say things like that." Ethan laughed too. "Maybe. But tell me honestly, if the perfect opportunity came tomorrow, would you really be ready for it?" Ryan didn't answer. He had never asked himself that question before. On the way home, his mind kept returning to those words. He always believed success began with a better job, a higher salary, a new opportunity. For the first time, he wondered if something else was missing, not around him, but within him. He looked out the bus window as the city lights passed by. Quietly, almost without realizing it, he whispered, "Maybe I've been waiting for life to change, instead of changing myself." Part 2. The difference no one noticed. The following Monday, the store welcomed a new employee. His name was Noah. He was about Ryan's age. He wore the same uniform, worked the same hours, and earned the same salary. At first, Ryan didn't pay much attention to him. He's new, Ryan thought. He'll need a few weeks to learn everything. During Noah's first day, Ryan showed him around the store. "This is the laptop section," Ryan explained. "And that's where we keep the accessories." Noah listened carefully. He asked questions. He wrote short notes in a small notebook. Ryan smiled. "You don't have to write everything down." Noah laughed. "I know. But I remember things better this way." A few days later, Ryan noticed something else. Every morning, Noah arrived 10 minutes early. He used that time to clean his counter, organize the displays, and read about one new product before the store opened. One afternoon, a customer asked a question that Ryan couldn't answer. Before he could search for the information, Noah quietly said, "I read about that this morning." He explained the feature in simple words. The customer smiled. "That makes sense. Thank you." Ryan looked at Noah with surprise. "When did you learn that?" "This morning," Noah replied. "I try to learn one new thing every day." Ryan nodded. "That's a good habit." "It helps," Noah said with a smile. The weeks passed. Nothing about Noah seemed extraordinary. He wasn't the fastest salesperson. He wasn't the loudest. He didn't try to impress anyone. He simply did small things well. He greeted every customer with a smile. He listened before giving advice. If the store became quiet, he didn't stand around waiting. He cleaned a shelf, read about a new product, or helped another coworker. One Friday afternoon, the manager called both of them into his office. "I'd like Noah to help train our new weekend staff," he said. Ryan looked surprised. Noah had only been there for a few months. After the meeting, Ryan walked beside him. "Congratulations," he said. "You've learned quickly." Noah smiled. "Thank you." Ryan hesitated for a moment. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course." "What's your secret?" Noah laughed. "I don't think I have one. I just try to leave work a little better than I found it." Ryan smiled politely, but those words stayed with him. That evening, as he locked the store door, he looked around one last time. The shelves, the lights, the customers leaving with their new purchases. Everything looked exactly the same. The store hadn't changed. The job hadn't changed. The opportunities hadn't changed. Yet one person was quietly moving forward. And for the first time, Ryan stopped asking, "Why is Noah succeeding?" Instead, he asked, "What is Noah doing every day that I'm not?" Part 3. Looking in the right direction. After that conversation, Ryan started paying more attention. not to compare himself with Noah, but to understand him. Every morning, Noah arrived before anyone else. He greeted the cleaning staff with a smile. He checked the shelves. He read a few pages from the product guide. By the time the store opened, he looked ready for the day. Ryan noticed something else. Noah rarely complained. When the store became busy, he focused on one customer at a time. When something went wrong, he looked for a solution before looking for someone to blame. One afternoon, a customer returned a laptop. He was upset. "It keeps freezing," the man said. "I don't want it anymore." Ryan saw the customer first. He took a step forward. Then another customer called his name from across the store. For a second, he didn't know what to do. Before he could respond, Noah walked over. "I'm sorry you're having this problem," Noah said calmly. "Let's take a look together." He listened carefully. He asked a few simple questions. After checking the settings, he found the problem. The laptop only needed a software update. A few minutes later, everything worked perfectly. The customer smiled. "I'm glad I came back." "So am I," Noah replied. As the customer left, Ryan walked over. "You stayed calm the whole time." Noah smiled. "I've learned that people remember how you make them feel. If I become frustrated, it won't solve their problem." Ryan nodded. That sentence stayed with him. A few days later, the manager asked for volunteers to help organize the weekend sales event. The room became quiet. Everyone looked at one another. Noah raised his hand. "I'd be happy to help." Ryan almost did the same. Then a familiar thought appeared. "Someone else will do it." He lowered his hand. The meeting ended. As everyone walked away, Ryan quietly sighed. He suddenly realized something. It wasn't the first time. He had stayed silent many times before. He waited for better opportunities. He waited for more confidence. He waited until he felt completely ready. But ready never seemed to arrive. That evening, Ryan sat alone on the bus ride home. The city moved past the window. People hurried along the sidewalks. Everyone seemed to be going somewhere. He took out his phone. Then he put it back into his pocket. Instead, he looked out the window and thought about the past 3 years. He had spent so much time asking, "Why not me?" He had almost never asked, "What can I do better tomorrow?" For the first time, Ryan understood something important. Noah wasn't becoming successful because he was lucky. He was becoming successful because he kept improving in small ways every single day. Ryan smiled quietly. The answer had been in front of him all along. He had simply been looking in the wrong direction. Not at his habits, not at his attitude, not at his choices, only at his circumstances. When the bus stopped near his apartment, Ryan stepped outside with a different feeling. Nothing around him had changed. The same job, the same salary, the same apartment, the same city. But for the first time, he stopped waiting for a better life to appear. He decided to become a better person first, because he finally understood one simple truth. Success doesn't begin with a new opportunity. It begins with a new decision. Part 4. Small Changes. Every day. The next morning, Ryan arrived at work 15 minutes early. The parking lot was almost empty. He unlocked the front door with the manager and walked inside. It was quiet. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel rushed. He walked through the store, straightened a few price tags, cleaned his counter, checked the products that had arrived the day before. When Noah came in, he smiled. "You're early." Ryan laughed. "I'm trying something new." "I like it," Noah replied. "It makes the morning feel different." Ryan nodded. "It really does." Later that day, a customer asked about a new tablet. Ryan didn't know the answer. Normally, he would have guessed or asked someone else. Instead, he smiled. "Give me 1 minute." He checked the product guide, read the information carefully, then returned with confidence. The customer thanked him before leaving. It took only 2 minutes, but Ryan felt proud. Not because he knew everything, because he had taken time to learn instead of pretending to know. That evening, before going home, Ryan wrote one sentence in a notebook. Learn one new thing every day. The next day, he added another. Arrive early. A few days later, he wrote, Listen before speaking. Soon, the notebook began to fill with simple reminders. None of them were difficult. None of them changed his life overnight. But together, they slowly changed the way he worked. One afternoon, the store became unusually busy. Several customers needed help at the same time. A new employee looked confused. Ryan walked over. "Can I help you?" "I don't know where these chargers are," the young man admitted. Ryan smiled. "I'll show you." A few weeks earlier, he might have walked away. He would have thought, "Someone else will help." Now he stayed. He explained the layout of the store. He introduced the new employee to the rest of the team. Before leaving, the young man smiled. "Thanks. You made my first week much easier." Ryan smiled back. "So did someone for me." As the days passed, something unexpected happened. Ryan no longer looked at Noah as someone to compete with. He looked at him as a reminder that success was built through daily habits, not daily excuses. One Friday afternoon, the manager called Ryan into the office. "I've noticed something," she said. Ryan smiled nervously. "Is everything okay?" She laughed. "More than okay. You've become more confident. You take initiative. You help the team. And customers often mention your name in their feedback." Ryan was surprised. He hadn't been trying to impress anyone. He had simply been trying to become a little better than the day before. When he left the office, he didn't feel proud of the compliment. He felt grateful for the decision he had made a few weeks earlier, the decision to stop waiting and start growing. Because real progress didn't begin on the day someone noticed him. It began on the day he chose to notice himself. Part 5. The person he was becoming. A few months passed. Life was still busy. The store was still crowded on weekends. Customers still asked difficult questions. Some days were smooth. Some days were exhausting. Not every day was a good day, but almost every day was a better day than the one before. Ryan no longer counted success by promotions or compliments. He measured it in different ways. Did I learn something today? Did I help someone today? Did I keep my promises today? Those questions became part of his daily life. One afternoon, the manager called the team together. "We'll be opening a new section next month," she said. "We need someone to help organize it and support the new staff." Before Ryan could think, he heard his own voice. "I'd like to help." The room became quiet for a moment. Then the manager smiled. "I was hoping you'd volunteer." Ryan smiled back. A few months earlier, he would have waited for someone else. Now he stepped forward, not because he was sure he would succeed, but because he was willing to learn. Over the next few weeks, Ryan worked closely with the team. He answered questions, shared what he had learned, and listened whenever someone had a better idea. One evening, as the store was closing, Noah walked over. "I've noticed something," he said. Ryan laughed. "What?" "You don't complain very much anymore." Ryan smiled. "I guess I don't." "You've changed." Ryan looked around the quiet store. "I used to think success meant having a different life." He picked up a box and placed it neatly on the shelf. "Now I think success begins when you become a different person." Noah nodded. "I couldn't have said it better." As they turned off the lights and locked the doors, Ryan realized something. His job was still the same. The building was still the same. Even many of his daily tasks were the same. But every morning he arrived with a different mindset. And every evening he went home with a little more confidence than the day before. He finally understood that success is not one big moment. It is hundreds of small decisions made with patience, purpose, and consistency. On his way home, Ryan passed a bus stop where he had often stood months earlier, wondering when life would finally change. He smiled. Life hadn't changed first. He had. And because he had changed, his future was quietly changing with him, ending. The first step is always within. Ryan didn't become successful overnight. He didn't suddenly have a perfect life. He still faced challenges. He still made mistakes. And he still had days that didn't go as planned. But something important had changed. He stopped waiting for life to become easier. He started becoming stronger. That simple change opened new doors. Not because the world became different, but because he became different. Maybe you've been waiting too. Waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect job, the perfect moment. But what if today is enough to begin? You don't need to change your whole life. You only need to improve one small habit. Learn one new thing. Keep one promise to yourself. Take one step you have been avoiding. Small actions may not seem important today, but repeated every day, they quietly build a different future. Now I'd love to hear from you. What is one small habit you want to improve this week? Share your answer in the comments. Your goal might encourage someone else to take the first step. If this story helped you improve your English or reminded you that real success begins from within, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every story we share is written to help you learn natural English while discovering meaningful lessons for everyday life. Until then, believe in small beginnings. Trust the process. Keep growing. And remember, success doesn't begin when your circumstances change. It begins when you choose to change yourself.